views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix, this is Brother Mike. I'm back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. God bless you for tuning into the radio program today. Today's Bible study is on suicide. The devil is at it again, friends. It is unbelievable. Now it's Netflix. Satan's new show is on Netflix. Please call somebody and tell them the radio program's on. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor from the Arizona Deliverance Center. We're in Central Phoenix on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. We have two services every week, Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific and Mountain Time. Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific and Mountain Time, 10 p.m. on the East Coast. All of our services are broadcast live on our YouTube teaching channel. Hardcore Christianity is always on YouTube, Thursdays and Friday nights. YouTube.com/House of Healing AZ is Friday nights when I do my teaching service. Don't forget to hit the PayPal button and send us another donation as you have for the last 16 years. Don't forget about Sister Karen selling your house for you. She's on the front page of the website. Don't forget to sign up for our seminar. It's free in May. It's at the end of May. You'll love it. And don't forget about our social media. We have two Facebook pages, Hardcore Christianity and Blessings. Thank you so much for all your support and all of your prayers over the years. Satan's a new series. He's got a new series. It's on Netflix. It's beyond popular. It's on suicide. Check this out. Quote, a conservative Christian organization has asked video streaming giant Netflix to pull 13 Reasons Why. That's the name of the series. A dramatic series that critics say glamorizes suicide after several teens who reportedly watched the show took their own lives. Quote, this is not a partisan issue or a conservative issue. It's an issue of what we're putting in front of our teens, said Walker Wildman, assistant to American Family Association President Tim Wildman. The Tupelo, Mississippi-based group said it has collected more than 30,000 signatures, a petition calling for the show to be canceled. 14-year-old Anna Bright from Alabaster, Alabama, killed herself on April 18th after binge watching the series, according to AFS letter to Netflix CEO Reed Hastings, who has yet to respond. Netflix has over 100 million, and I did not misread that, 100 million subscribers. Nick Sheff, one of the show's editors and writers, has defended the straightforward depiction of suicide on the popular show, which is about to begin its second season. Once suicidal himself, Sheff said he survived because he heard a graphic video and a graphic story of suicide that repelled him. He wrote in Vanity Fair last year, facing these issues head on, talking about them, being open about them will always be our best defense against losing another life. Okay, that's his theory on it, and that's his justification for doing it. And of course, everybody in the media justifies everything they do if they can make money. In the Old Testament, Moloch was the king of the gods. Moloch was the king of the gods. He demanded child sacrifices. He demanded children be burned alive to him. Parents would bring their children and burn them alive in worship of Moloch, the king of the gods. In the 21st century, the king of the gods is money. Money is the king of the gods. And if something makes money, they're going to put it on television or cable or satellite dish or something, social media, it doesn't matter. If it makes money, they'll do it. They don't care. The article says, while Netflix does not release ratings for its programming, entertainment trade magazine Variety reported that 13 Reasons Why generated 11 million messages on Twitter, making it the most popular tweeted show of 2017, if you can believe that. And that's tweets as an indication of how many people are focused or watching something. It's a good barometer to read how many people are interested in something. It's a legitimate analysis. But this show, 13 Reasons Why, is a show that goes over teenage suicide, which, by the way, is at epidemic proportions in the United States of America. If your teenager is a Christian and they're facing suicide, they're eligible for free counseling services. The Arizona Deliverance Center, 602-636-5800. That's an easy number to remember, 636-5800. That's a slam dunk. Suicide is at epidemic proportions here in the United States of America among teenagers, and the reasons for it are so obvious. Nobody but somebody with a PhD could see it. Everybody sees it. Broken families, fatherless homes, families run by mothers only, bullying, drugs, alcohol, internet porn. These handheld social devices are causing our children to pick up demons left and right. It started when they were even younger. Video games allow spirits into the brain left and right. Now pot usage is so prevalent, it's unbelievable. It's legal here in Arizona for medicinal uses only, but that doesn't mean anything. Everybody's on pot anyway. And pot allows spirits to get into the brain. And what happens is the devil uses all these weapons to isolate the teenager and to cause them to become introverted, antisocial, violent, rebellious, resentful, and to hate adults. What a surprise this is happening. They sit around all day long on a handheld social media device, and their minds are being taken over by what we call in the ministry mind control spirits. Suicide's at record levels here in the United States. It's absolutely unbelievable. And what happens is the severe pain of childhood tramples into the teenage years and puberty, which then accelerates and dramatizes everything. Child abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, in rare cases, satanic ritual abuse, mental abuse, all these things pouring on a child. In addition to that, the devil hands them video games, rap and gangster rap music. In addition, the devil hands them rock music and hard rock music, punk music, acid rock, and all the other forms of satanic music. I had a guy contact me last week who loved punk rock music, couldn't understand why he had demons and why he had anxiety disorders, sleep deprivation, concentrational deficits, and memory deficits. He couldn't figure it out. And I explained to him that punk music is a vehicle Satan uses to implant spirits into people's brains. And the guy couldn't believe it. He wouldn't listen to me. He couldn't believe it. He wouldn't listen to me. He wanted to go get somebody else to do ministry for him and pray for him. I told him, after you're done praying and having other people do ministry on you, you're still going to be sick, so give me a call and I'll be happy to help you. But the guy wouldn't listen, and the spirits have taken him. They just flat took him. So our teenagers are being bombarded by stuff I never dreamed of when I was a teenager. I'm in my 60s, of course, and I grew up in the 50s and 60s. And I never faced a tenth the temptations and pressures that these kids today are facing. I mean, it's unbelievable. They're facing stuff that I never dreamed of as a kid. It's unbelievable. It's really scary what's happening. Very scary. And this TV show on Netflix, it's a series, takes suicide and kind of puts it in a glamorous light. And this series is very powerful because it hits every human emotion button. And people have strong reactions to this show. They've done research on it. I've seen the show. It's extremely powerful. The acting is excellent. The script is great. The The storylines are excellent. And what they're doing is they're going over real life situations teenagers face in school, which are bullying, boredom, and bungling teachers. They also face peer pressure, not to mention the child abuse they went through, the broken homes they're living with and went through. All this added up, and this show shows why this pressure is too much for a teenager. And we see clearly through this show why teenage suicides are at record levels. Listen, if your child is a teenager and they're suicidal and they happen to be a born-again Christian, they are eligible for free counseling services at the Arizona Deliverance Center, 602-636-5800. 602-636-5800. Free counseling services available if you're a Christian and your teenager is suicidal and they want help. You do not have to pay a nickel for born-again Christians. It's free counseling services. You are completely out of excuses. You need to come get help, and you need to come now. This series is making it glamorous to commit suicide, and it kind of helps you make a statement, one last big statement before you check out. And this show kind of builds it up for you, and the devil gives you an impression that you can make this big statement before you die, and boom, you're gone. But what people don't understand and what they don't know is after they commit suicide, they go through the tunnel, the light's at the end of the tunnel. When they pass through the light, they fall into the gates of hell. And the teenagers who commit suicide and die and go to hell are never seen, and they are never heard from ever again. They are forever lost. And Satan used 13 reasons why they're lost for eternity. God wants you well. If you're suicidal and you're a Christian, free counseling services, 602-636-5800. You don't need any money. You need a desire to be well. You need a desire for the Lord to heal you. He will heal you. He will change your life. 7 p.m. Thursday night, this Thursday. 7 p.m. Friday night. It's your time now.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.